Hi, this is for the Datathon 2025 organized by Polyfinance. So here I'm going to present to you the proof of concept that we built during this Datathon. The goal here is to build an app. We call it IntelliRisk. The goal is to try to help as much as possible in analysis and everyday task. We mainly concentrate on NLP on text data, because in today's world, text data, especially in financial markets, it's really important. So let's get directly into it. So this is basically the homepage. So we have 6 modules. So the first module, called document analyzer, you can basically input any text, like global text data. You can also paste it, but here we input basically the one big beautiful bill act, and we will ask our AI to basically analyze it and give us general information, interpretation on it. We will also be able to get portfolio adjustment of stocks, what to switch, and the position to edge from. So here, as you can see, you basically have a summary of what is happening. You basically also have the key themes, the portfolio implication, risk assessment, and general recommendation. Also all the sector mentioned and geographic impact. So I mean, you can pause and read this more in details, but I'll get directly into the portfolio adjustment. So the portfolio adjustment, as you can see here, is basically based on the US legislation act that we gave previously. So here we basically get general position recommendation that we should make to basically edge our position. So the goal in total, we should reduce our exposure by 2 basis points and get a 3% return on impact. So it asks us to, it suggests us to increase our position on energy by 5 basis points, manufacturing as well, and environmental as well. So here's some suggestion of stocks to edge us from. So XM to CFX, Tesla to Ford, etc. As you can see, there's also geographic reallocation to do, reduce opposition to Asia Pacific and Europe, to United States, and also explain why here. You can also export it to PDF. So if I go back home and I go into company assessment, so here you can basically get different metrics, again, similar companies. So here we have Airbnb, Apple, etc. You can actually see the sentiment, the total sentiment, the failing sentiment from SEC filing, the social sentiment from Twitter, and the lawsuit signal is not working right now as we reach our API limit credit. But here you can see. So we also have a portfolio risk dashboard where we basically show our exposure in total of the market. So our portfolio right now is built with equal weights to all the stocks in the S&P 500. So you can see the distribution between sectors. You can actually see our exposure, a risk to each region, which risk level. We also have the highest risk companies in our portfolio and the trend of the risk during the last 12 months. So we also have a scenario simulator. The goal here is to input any possible scenario. I can also write my own tax on all food product in Europe for a month. So basically here we basically input possible scenarios and we see how each can affect our portfolio and by how much. So you basically have the analysis here. We also have the explanation for each possible scenario here. You can pause and read more in details, but yeah, so basically generate scenarios and basically compare each to each other. So here we also have a NLP strategy. Our goal here is to analyze how each company is. We basically apply machine learning here, so we basically use Spacey to remove all the filler words, etc. We also use Transformer to transform the text into embeddings and compare companies relevant to each other. We remove the stuff that appears a lot in each company. So we apply Transformer, like I said, to remove stuff that happen in each company. Here we basically have an AI explanation of what to do based on the SEC filing analysis. We also use Spacey Finbird in order to transform it to get the sentiment of the current SEC filings. And the last thing is market research. So here if I input a stock such as Meta, okay, so here we can basically do market research. So we can input a ticker such as Meta and basically have a risk score out of 100, a recommendation of if we should buy or not. This is a low risk compared to others based on the SEC filings. We also find risk in the SEC filings, and we also have a pipeline that goes online, search the web, and do retrieval augmented generation to the LLM to find broad risk in today's current state of the market. So we basically have multiple risks, as you can see. We also basically have opportunities. This is directly derived from the SEC fillings. So we basically say forward-looking statement. This annual report contains forward-looking statement. So it's basically a good thing because Meta is basically talking about the improvement that they will do in the next quarters. We also have some key findings, also derived from the web and the SEC fillings, as you can see. And we also have the filling analysis, so you can actually download the filling that we analyze. You can also ask a question, so I can say, is Meta expected to beat earnings next quarters, and why? So here again, we allow the LLM to do retrieval augmented generation, to go online and completely search the web. We use a Seer Nginx to go on the web. So here you can see core analysis, so digital advertising market conditions. So basically you can read and you can basically ask any question about any stocks, and an LLM would give you a broad suggestion of what is happening with this company. So this is basically our app that we built. Thank you.